Hey guys, this is Stefan aka Plastic Pen. It's finally time for another drawing screen review, and this time we're going big because I have the Huion Kamvas 22 Plus here, quite a large one compared to the last ones. And I also got the Keydial Mini along in a bundle, so we're going to have a look at that as well. But first, before I unbox this beauty here, let me put it away again. So last time we had the Huion Kamvas Pro 16 2.5K. I like that one a lot when I compared it to a similar Wacom 16-inch screen. And if you want to rewatch the comparison or the review, you can of course find the video on my channel or just click here. So the Kamvas 22 Plus and the Pro 16 2.5K are of course not directly comparable because they have different screen sizes and the difference is very big. But I think it's still worth looking at both of them because they are in the same pricing range. And it's a bit of like two directions you can go in if you want to invest around $500 because you can decide for either a large screen or a bigger resolution. The 22 Plus is also available in a bundle with the Keydial Mini for right now around 540 USD. Also, just a quick word about the Plus in the model name of the Kamvas 22 Plus because there's also a Kamvas 22 without a Plus. And you could think that it is related to the screen size, but they are both 22 inches. However, the Plus model that costs around $100 more comes with an improved screen. So the screen size is the same, but it is improved because it has a higher contrast, a bigger color gamut, which means that the range of colors the display can show, that you can see on the display, is bigger. And also it has an edged glass surface, so the other one has a different surface. I'm not exactly sure how it feels or how the difference is because I only have the Plus model here to review, but I just wanted to mention it in case if you're confused, just as me, when I read the model specifications. The Kamvas 22 Plus is a model that's been on the market for a while now, I think maybe around 4 years, which is actually not too bad because it should have any bugs sorted out by now. So I think without further ado, let's unbox this and see what's inside, right? Before I forget, I also wanted to mention that Huion asked me about doing this review, but as all my other tablet reviews, my opinion will of course be 100% honest and objective. Okay, so what's inside? This seems to be the box with all the cables and extra items. We'll take a look at that in a minute. And this is the tablet stand that we will have to attach to the back of the display later on. And of course, ta-da! The display. The design looks clean and simple as expected, and my first impression is that it feels good and robust. As for the cables that come along, there's the obvious power plug. Then we have a 3-to-1 connection that includes the USB, power and HDMI cable that all go into the display. A power converter thing, and a USB-C cable that I think is used for connecting the display to a MacBook. This here is the pencil stand for your desk, and I suspect a couple of pen tips in there. Yep, there they are. The pen seems to have the standard design. Huion has a couple different pen options in their store, but with slight alterations, the look and feel of the standard pens has been pretty much the same from what I got on my hands lately. From what I got my hands on lately. Alright, last thing to do before we can plug this in is installing the stand. All we need is a standard screwdriver and these 4 screws that come with the display. Make sure you get the right direction to not screw it in upside down. Yes, I speak from experience. 4 screws and we're set. The angle of the display can now be adjusted with this lever on top. And in my opinion, it's a really straightforward and stable system. Okay, it looks like we're ready to plug this in. The Kamvas 22 Plus uses the same 3-to-1 cable system that I know from older or other Huion tablets, which makes the installation quite easy because you have a cleaner cable management on your desk because you have only one outgoing cable that goes into the screen, and then you have a power plug, the HDMI connection and the USB connection, but you don't have that on your desk, so it's pretty clean. However, this cable has one negative point that I think I criticized on the previous video before already. It's pretty short, so I mean, it doesn't look super short if I look at it now like this, but my desk is built in a way that all the cable management is on the left side, and the Kamvas 22 Plus has the plug on the right side. So I have to move with the cable from the right to the left side where my computer stands and where all the cables are. And it's just too short. Huion does not offer any extension right now, and I really, really love that for my setup here. I mean, I can make it work. It is some extra work to make it fit in the end. It's alright, but it's really something I think it's unnecessary, you know? Let's focus on the good sides though, because the driver installation went smooth as usual and the setup and installation was great. I'm doing the calibration process here and it just takes a minute until everything's set up. One last step was giving the pen keys some alternative bindings. I personally like to have canvas scrolling on one and undo on the other. You can obviously set this up the way it fits best to your workflow. Now back to what we're actually here for, because I want to find out how good is the drawing experience on the Huion Kamvas 22 Plus. I've set up a fresh canvas in Affinity Designer and it's time to draw. I've decided to go for an isometric artwork idea I found in my sketchbook. I saved some photos from the Louvre in Paris and took inspiration from the Pavillon Moulin. I'm not sure if that's correct, but my French is very bad, I'm sorry. So you see the building here, and now let's give this a unique touch in my personal isometric style. By the way, if you'd like to learn more about isometric art, I've got a couple videos on my channel for you, and I also have a 100% free ebook with tutorials and lots of tips. I've linked it in the description. While I slowly start to scribble around here and put my idea to the canvas, how does the drawing actually feel? I definitely like the etched glass surface. It's pretty rough, but doesn't have a distracting drag or similar. It also seems to be very matte, so it does hardly reflect any light, which is good. Still, the colors look bright with a nice contrast, something Huion definitely improved on in the last years. I feel like the saturation is higher compared to my calibrated ISO screen, so this is something you might want to look into in the driver settings. While the surface is made for drawing on it directly, you can also get screen protectors for the Kamvas 22 series. I'm a bit tight on this matter as a protector can decrease the image quality, but it also, well, protects. So what's your opinion? Do you prefer using protectors on your tablets or not? Let me know in the comments, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that matter. So the drawing experience is overall really good. As someone who works a lot on a 13-inch iPad screen, I love to have a big screen for a change. I think it's definitely better for my posture during long drawing sessions. I still prefer a smaller and more mobile screen or tablet though, as I already have two big screens on my desk and it's getting pretty full here. I think an ideal setup for me would be a big drawing screen mounted to an arm, so I could use it as a second screen when I'm not using the drawing function. If you only have a single screen on your desk right now, that could be a great setup with the Kamvas 22 Plus. However, we need to address the elephant in the room, which is the 1080p resolution. When I'm sitting close to the screen, which I'm doing when I'm drawing, the lower resolution is bugging me a bit, as the pixel density is just a bit low. It's simple math, big screen and just 1920 to 1080 pixels spread across this big surface. By no means is this a deal breaker, but I'd say it's a personal preference. So if you have a budget of around $500 to $600 US, you have to choose for one direction, and if you can or if you want to invest more, you can pick a model that offers both. Next, let's also take a look at the Keydial Mini, and I really like this thing. It's an amazing addition not only to this tablet, but to any setup that doesn't have built-in express keys. I think the flexibility even makes it my overall preferred option compared to any kind of express keys, as I can use it in different positions and also for stuff that isn't art related. There's also a feature that allows you to create app profiles in the driver software, so you can switch between something like a Photoshop and an Affinity shortcut setup. Alright guys, thanks for watching this far. So let's come to a final conclusion and answer the question if the Huion Kamvas 22 Plus is a great tablet, in my opinion. Or more importantly, is it a great tablet for you? Because for this particular pen display, it's important to know if you're the right audience or if you belong to the target audience of the product. So if you need to make compromises on the price but want a really large screen, or if you want to include the pen display into your desk setup as a second screen, then for the price tag of under $500, the Kamvas 22 Plus is a really great option for you, especially in a bundle with the Keydial Mini. Here's the final result from my test drive with this display, my isometric Louvre skate park. Alright guys, this was my review for the Huion Kamvas 22 Plus. I hope this was insightful, and I really hope that I could help you making your buying decision or your next step or your next upgrade on your drawing equipment. So if you have any questions, please just ask me in the comments. I usually reply to anyone. And I hope you enjoyed the video. See you soon. Bye bye. Cheers.